Alright. A similar kind of question might be something a little bit trickier now. Might be something like it's a 9 over 16 to the power of minus 1/2. So this is definitely a bit trickier. So this is 9 to the power of minus 1/2 over 16 to the power of minus 1/2. Now, if you remember, we said that a minus power means 1 over the plus power. So the relevant formula will be a to the power of minus n is 1 over a to the n. Alright, so 9 to the power of minus 1/2 is going to be 1 over 9 to the power of 1/2. And in the same kind of way, that's 16 to the, so the 9, to turn the minus power into a plus, we end up putting it under the line. The 16 is under the line, and it has a minus power on it. So to make that power plus, you got to bring it up over the line. So we're looking at 16 to the power of 1/2. Okay, so a minus on the power means you're going to bring the whole thing. If it's above the line, you're going to bring the whole thing below the line. If it's below the line, you're going to bring the whole thing up above. Okay, that's the minus on the power. And now we're back up to this formula up here. So a to the power of 1/2 is the square root of it. Alright, so down here we're looking at the square root of 16 and the square root of 9. We usually leave out the 2 there, but you can put it in, there's no hassle. So the square root of 16 is 4, the square root of 9 is 3. So the answer is 4 over 3. With all these powers, all these indices questions, with the natural display calculators you can all stick this straight into the calculator. Okay, you can put in the fraction button, you can put in 9 over 16, you can put in the power button, and then in the power you can put in a minus, you can put in a fraction, you can put in 1 over 2. Alright, so you can put the whole thing in on the calculator without any hassle. We'll do one other one of these, and about the most difficult kind of one, you will get asked to do something like, let's say, 9 over 4 to the power of minus 3 over 2. So this has everything. It's got fractions in it, it's got a power that's not just 1 over, but that's 3 over 2, and it's got a minus on the power. So the first thing we do, step by step, because it's a fraction, you can bring the power in on the top line and on the bottom line. So 9 to the power of minus 3 over 2 over 4 to the power of minus 3 over 2. Alright. Second thing we can do now is we want to start out that minus sign. So to start out the minus on the power, we said take the whole term. So the whole thing, the number and the power. And if it's on the top, put it on the bottom. And if it's on the bottom, put it on the top. So a minus power is the same as 1 over the plus power. So that's 9 to the power of 3 over 2. And on the top line, we have 4 to the power of 3 over 2. So what was on the top line ends up on the bottom. What was on the bottom line ends up on the top. Okay. We might take a quick peek at the log tables then and see that a to the power of m over n is the nth root of a all to the power of n. Okay, so on the top line there, our a is equal to 4, our m is equal to 3, and our n is equal to 2. So let's fill that in. So we get a, we have the nth root of it, so that's the second root or the square root, and we take the whole thing to the power of m, which is 3. So we're just filling in this formula over here. Okay, a, n, and m. So a is, oh sugar, a is 4, n is 2, and m is 3. Alright, on the bottom line then, a is equal to 9, so we're here, so a is 9, m is 3, so m is 3, and n is 2. Feel free to write this down in the side if you're having any difficulty. So on the bottom we get 9, we still have a square root, and we're cubing the answer. So there's just about 2 lines left. The square root of 4 is 2, 2 squared is 4, so the square root of 4 is 2. On the bottom line we end up with the square root of 9, which is 3, so 3 cubed. And then just work out 2 cubed is 8, 2 by 2 by 2, and 3 by 3 by 3 on the bottom is 27. So that's 8 over 27. And you can check for yourself, if you stick 9 over 4 all to the power of minus 3 over 2 into the calculator, you will end up with just 8 over 27 as an answer. Okay, so when we're sorting this stuff out, I suppose the first step would be bring the power into the top and bottom lines. That'll be the first step. Bring the power into the top and bottom line. So like we did here, bring the power outside the fraction into the top line, into the bottom line. Second thing would be get rid of minus. So get rid of any minus powers that you have. And then the third thing would be get rid of fraction powers. Alright, so you get rid of the minus powers first by anything that was on the top, bring it onto the bottom. And anything that was on the bottom, send it up to the top. And then you get rid of the fraction powers using this formula here that we have. Okay, so this formula here gets rid of the fraction powers for us. Any kind of a fraction power that we have, we can write down what the a is, write down the m, write down the n, and fill the formula in. I tend to use this because this will make the number in here smaller, just means that you get easier numbers to deal with. Okay, and that's the final step, and then just work out what the answer is from there. Okay, it should be easily workable, outable at that point.